and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren. And on my channel, we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel, and we'll start with the video. So in today's video, I'm presenting you the 10 luxury items that are not worth the money in my opinion, and what I recommend getting instead. I've made a selection of bags, shoes, jewelry, and clothes, so if that sounds interesting to you, then please keep on watching. So of course, these are items that I don't own, and for that reason, I will try to include a picture either here or here so you can see what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and start with the first category, which is going to be bags, my favorite of them all. And the first bag that I absolutely don't recommend getting and that I don't think it's worth the money is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull, precisely in size MM. Believe it or not, this is actually a bag that I used to own a long time ago. This was one of my first ever designer handbags. This was a bag that I took to university for about 3 years. And I really don't recommend getting it, and I don't think it's worth the money simply because I think that it belongs to the basic bitch group. This is a bag that you see absolutely everywhere, that everybody seems to have, that is no longer original, that is also no longer classy. The price is still substantial. I mean, it is a designer bag, but the thing is that it is not substantial enough and just too popular to attract the right kind of crowd, so it just feels like a basic bitch bag. Additionally, this type of bag creates a patina very quickly, so this is something to also keep in mind, that it will look old very fast. And then the last thing, and the reason why for me it's really not worth it, is that it doesn't really hold over time. So I've had it for 3 years and I have used it fairly well, pretty much every day. And towards the end, I mean, the handles were really damaged because I carried a lot of weight in the bag. The handles just wanted to die, I think, and then the bag itself just no longer held its shape. The corners were damaged as well. So just in terms of like longevity and then look, this is definitely not something that I would recommend or that is worth the money. So what I recommend getting instead, and for about the same amount of money, is the first option is the Goyard Artois tote in size MM. So it is a tote bag, it is just as roomy as the Neverfull MM, and it just holds its shape a lot better. It's not a basic bitch bag whatsoever, and then because the handles are colored, you don't have this like patina problem, so this is the first option that I would recommend. And then for even less money, there is the Yves Saint Laurent East-West tote in any color that you'd like. I actually have one in black, and I think that it is a terrific option. It's a bag that lasts over time. It definitely lasts a test of time. I've had mine for 2.5 years, and I've worn it almost every day, and I mean, it still looks brand new, super carefree, very inexpensive. We're just over the $1,000 mark. And this is something that like not everyone has. It just doesn't scream basic bitch. It's very discreet as well, so very perfect for work. And the next bag that I just don't think it's worth the money at all, and I 100% don't recommend, is the Bottega Veneta pouch, and it retails for $3,000, which for a pouch is pretty expensive, at least in my book. And honestly, it looks like a potato bag. I'll include a picture, and in my mind, this is what you can find potatoes in, like at the farm. You know, when you pick them up at the farm, this is what it looks like. So no, for $3,000, honestly, there are so many better options. It's just something that's like trendy right now. This brand has become trendy. So people are, willing to pay like $3,000 for a bag that has no shape whatsoever, that looks like, a potato bag. I mean, I have no other words. So this is something that will come out of style very quickly, that is never going to last, and that I think that you would be better off spending your money elsewhere. So instead, what I would recommend for actually about the same price is the Hermes Gigot clutch. And there are so many beautiful colors. I think the one that I have an absolute crush on is called Rose Sakura. It's just so beautiful, so girly. And honestly, for the same price, it's just so much classier. It also screams Hermes. Hermes has always been a very classic brand. It's something that honestly will never go out of style. It's a very safe bet and investment. Whereas the thing with Bottega Veneta, it's not something that's going to last a long time, and then in the end you'll be left with a potato bag of a brand that was trendy 10 years ago. So for that reason, I think that the Hermes one is really beautiful. It's very girly and feminine. It can work with any outfit. It's something that, you know, will be passed on to your children if you take care of it. So I would 100% recommend it. I know that they're not easy to get. Sometimes they become available on the website, on the Hermes website, and you basically have to make a run for it, but it's still doable to get, and I would 100% recommend it. So we're done with bags and we're moving on to jewelry now, and the first piece that I would absolutely not recommend and that I don't think it's worth the money is the Chanel CC logo earrings. So it pains me because it's one of my favorite brands. I absolutely love Chanel, but this item is really not worth the hefty price tag. So the problem here is that the little straps fall off very frequently and very early on in the wear and tear of the earrings. So this is something that will happen within like a couple of months of you wearing them. Additionally, because it's not like gold or anything like that, because it's custom jewelry and I'm allergic to metal, they hurt my ears and they just irritate my ears so bad. So I can't wear them for more than like a couple of hours at a time. For that reason, I decided to get rid of them and sell them because, you know, it was honestly no longer worth it. It just made my ears into a gigantic mess. And then additionally, another thing is because they are just metal and not gold, there is this like little either pink or green deposit. It's like really gross. That comes like in between the straps, and it just looks like, honestly, like, ugh, disgusting. No. So it's something that you absolutely have to clean very frequently, and that despite your efforts to like maintain the piece, will look damaged within a couple of months. So definitely not worth the money. So instead, I would recommend the VCA Vintage Alhambra earrings in either onyx or mother of pearl or anything you like, honestly. I know that there is a big difference with the price of the Chanel earrings. I know it's not the same price range at all, but they're a very good investment, so you will thank me later, honestly. These were my first pair of very expensive earrings, of expensive jewelry, and they have lasted so long. They have held up the test of time. Honestly, they still look brand new, and I've worn them so many times. They're really easy to wear and to pair with absolutely any outfit, any look, any occasion. This is something that you can wear on a daily basis, or on the other hand, that you can reserve for occasions. It really depends on your style. But the nice thing about them is that they feel super comfortable. They won't hurt your ears. They're not custom jewelry, so in case you're allergic to metal, you'll still feel very fine with them. So honestly, like, these have been my best purchase in terms of earrings, and they easily replace the Chanel ones in my opinion. So next we have the Hermes Heure H watch, and this is actually a watch that I used to have and that I have included in my luxury regrets video. So if you're interested in seeing my other luxury regrets, I will leave that video in the little information link over here for you to see it. Basically what I mentioned in the video is that the corners scratch off very easily because it's not gold, it's like gold plated. So within a couple of months of wearing the watch every day, you will see that the corners will scratch off, and this is something that is super visible. Aside from that, another major problem is the price of the bracelet. So the bracelet is a leather bracelet and will need to be replaced depending on your usage of the watch every year. Would be the ideal, I think, and the price of these bracelets is like absolutely retarded. So it's like north of 500 bucks for a bracelet. What? So, you know, because you actually use your watch and then you rinse your hands and something like that, then the bracelet will come in contact with water, will come in contact with like sweat, with, you know, different elements. So it will need to be replaced, honestly. And just the price doesn't seem normal to me. And then in addition, it's not even an automatic watch, so it's not like a self-winding thing. You need to actually like rewind it. And Yeah, I mean, the price is really not justified. I love the brand, of course, and I love some of their pieces of jewelry, but this watch was a gigantic mistake, so I'm really here to tell you not to make the same mistake as I did. So don't get this watch. There is a better option, which I'll show you shortly. So what I would recommend instead first is something that I have, which is not in the same price range, so I'll put that as an option, and it's the Rolex Date just in size 34. So this is actually my everyday watch. It's the watch that I wear on mostly, basically all of my videos actually. I have another one, I have another Rolex, but this time in size 36, and I wear it like on occasions, but this is the one that I wear every day, and really honestly it is the best thing that I have ever bought. I am so happy to have this watch. It's so practical. The fact that it's waterproof is really nice because you can be carefree about it. This is something that you can wear to sleep. This is also something that you can wear in the shower, at the pool, like anything honestly will work, and you will not be afraid to damage the watch. So it's always practical because you'll always know, the time regardless of where you are. This is also something that I take like, on outdoorsy adventures, no problem. So this is one option. Obviously it is expensive, and that's why I'm putting it as an option. It's really not the same price range as Hermes. I think Hermes were around like 2,500, something in that, 2,500 to 3,000 depending on the sizes. And here with the Rolex Date just, we're around like the 7,000 range. It's more than double. So for that reason, my second option is the Cartier Tonk watch. And here there are a couple of options as well, but the price is closely resembling that of Hermes, which is super nice. It is a true classic from a very famous jewelry brand. I mean, you absolutely can't go wrong with Cartier. It's also one of their signature watches, and it's not something that I've ever looked at before, honestly, because I'm very faithful to Rolex. But it is something that, if I had to choose a watch within a smaller budget, this would definitely be a main option for me. I love the look of it. I think it's girly, but not too girly. It's kind of still outdoorsy. I love, the stainless steel look. I think this resembles Rolex a little bit. The carefree side, not the leather bracelet. This is something that I can't deal with anymore. A leather bracelet, hell no. So yeah, for that reason, I also think this is a good option to replace Hermes. So the next category of items that we're going to talk about is going to be bag charms. And here the thing that I think is absolutely not worth the money is the Hermes Rodeo charms. I mean, these little horses are super cute, don't get me wrong. I love the look of them, of course. But when you see them retailing on resellers' websites for more than $1,000 or for around $1,000, that to me is ridiculous. It is a bag charm, it is not a bag, it shouldn't be the price of a bag. So despite the look, not a fan of the price. Additionally, I mean, honestly, it looks a bit childish. So it's something that can be nice to be like cute and youthful, but it's also something that I feel, especially for us younger people, we need to be mindful of if we don't want to be considered babies. If you do have a baby face and you wear something like that, people might be confused and think that, instead of being 30, you might be like 20. So it's also something that I would be mindful of, but just the price tag to me is the thing that's stopping me the most. I really don't think it's worth the money. Nobody needs a bag charm that's $1,000. I have a better option for you. So my recommendation actually comes from the same brand, still Hermes, and of course it's an Hermes 3D, which I find is a lot cuter and obviously a lot more affordable. So instead we're on like 150, 200, depending on the models. So massive difference from $1,000. And I love the look. I think it's very, very feminine. If you tie it in a bow, for example, around your bag. This is something that I want to learn how to do. I don't know how to do yet, and it's something that I want to learn because I find it super duper cute, very girly as well. It's something that will work with any purse depending on whether it's a big bag or a small bag. There are different ways that you can tie the ribbon, and it's something that you don't have with a bag charm. A bag charm like the Rodeo just comes as is, and you don't have any ways to make it either larger or smaller to kind of match your purse. And with the Twilly, it's possible to do that. So definitely cuter, more affordable, and also more practical. So next up in the category of what I think is not worth the price tag is still a bag charm for me. I know it's called a bag, but for me it's a bag charm. It's the Jacques luciquito bag. So this is a mini bag that retails for $470, and within that you can't even fit your phone. So it's not like you're going to be able to use it as a bag, because you basically can carry like a hair tie in this bag. So this is why I've put it in the bag charm category, because for me it is definitely a bag charm and not a bag. The size is ridiculous. I mean, I get it that it's for the look, I understand. But if you are not able to fit anything, any of your stuff, then in fact you still have to have another bag. You still have to have, you know, another purse with you. So that makes this bag now a bag charm. So for that reason, I think it's really not worth it. I mean, the price is like, of course it's reasonable for a handbag. It's even cheap for a handbag. But the reason is because it is not a handbag. It is a bag charm. So I mean, for $470 for like a bag charm, no. So instead, what I would recommend is a Chanel mini coco handle, because this is a mini bag. It is mini, but it will still fit a phone. I mean, I think that it can fit like an iPhone 12 Pro or something like that. So it's still doable if you have, you know, that phone and then like a card holder or something small set of keys, maybe just the key of your house. So with that, you can just have this purse and you don't need another purse. And so for me, this is the biggest deal. Obviously, I know that it's not the same price tag, that the Chanel mini coco handle is a lot more expensive, but it is also because it is a bag that you can use to fit your stuff in. And unlike the Jacques one, you don't need an additional bag to carry some of your stuff. So for that reason, I would recommend that one. I think it's super duper cute. It is mini. So it's something that I don't have because I am a maxi person. I'm 5'11" or 180 centimeters. So for that reason, I can't really afford to wear mini bags because they look ridiculous on me. But if I were petite, this is something that I would love to have. I love the shape of it. I think it's super cute. I love the little handle thing. And it looks like, you know, like a mini bag that's adorable. I absolutely love it. And it's also a very good brand. It's a brand that's here to stay. Jacques, I know it's been here for a while, but I'm still not really sure about this. So now we're done with the bag charms and we're moving on to accessories. And the first accessory that I really think is not worth the price tag is the Louis Vuitton Horizon rolling suitcase. And here we are in between 3,000 or 4,000 depending on the sizes. So this is a suitcase that is made to take on the plane and that will fit like the cabin size, a normal cabin size. And the reason why I think it's not worth the money is that, well, first, it is a lot of money and it is something that will be damaged very quickly, especially because, you know, it comes in like monogram or demi or whatever. And the thing is that in the flight, of course, people will like push your stuff, you know, in the overhead bins, will like stack up on top of you. And so for that reason, this is something that will not either hold its value or even hold like, you know, the test of time. And it's also not something that's going to be super duper sturdy. So I feel like for that price tag, honestly, there are so many better options, even for a lot less than this price tag. So I just don't really understand. I mean, I get that it's to look classy or look cool at the airport, but I'm like, it's really not worth the money in my opinion. I mean, maybe if you have like an unlimited amount of money, then that would be fine. But other than that, I just think that it's something that you can find better options for a lot less money. So instead, what I would recommend getting is the Remo cabin suitcase, and it retails for $1,265 plus tax. So as you've seen, we've like cut the price in at least half and maybe even more than half. And this is an excellent brand that makes quality suitcases, so it will be sturdy, it will hold the test of time. And because it doesn't have the monogram or the damier ébène or azur on the suitcase, because it's like either plain black or plain gray, it's something that you won't see the scratches and, you know, the stains and the things like that, the damage, as easily, in my opinion at least, as the LV one. It's something that will still look good a lot longer, even if there's like a little you know, a big scratch or something like that. Let's think worst case scenario. Because it's plain, you can probably put like a little sticker on the suitcase or something like that to save the look. And the price is a lot more reasonable. I mean, like $1,200 is still very expensive for a suitcase, don't get me wrong, but at least it's a lot less expensive than LV, and it's just more like, yeah, just more plain, more casual, less showy, less in your face. And yeah, I mean, I would really prefer to get the Remo one than the LV one. If I were given the choice, even if I received them as a gift, I would prefer the Remo one. And the next piece that I really think is not worth the money is the Hermes Yachting Beach Towel, and it retails for $470. First off, the price tag is pretty high, 470 bucks for a beach towel. I mean, it better be amazing. And it is plain Jane, or at least in my opinion, it's very plain. It just has a small designer logo in the corner, that's it. Nothing major, nothing super special about the beach towel. Of course, I get it, it's going to be high quality with Hermes, it always is. You know, the cotton is going to be super soft, it won't irritate your skin. But it's also something that you can have with other designer towels that will look a little bit more out there, that will say something about your personality. And so for that reason, I think that I have many better recommendations for you. So my suggestion would be to get the Tom Ford Fabulous Cotton Beach Towel, which retails for $450 plus tax. So we're around the same price as the Hermes one. You're not saving much money, I know that. But at least it is not plain. It is definitely not plain. It's like the opposite of plain. I love the fact that it's out there. I think that the beach is a perfect location to be a little bit out there, to be a little bit playful. I think that it tells a lot about your personality, about who you are, about how you interact with others. And so I think, yeah, it's just an ideal location, you know, when you're on vacation, when you're at the beach, at the pool, to kind of show that versus, you know, being a little bit more plain. I would say that I am a simple person and somebody who is a bit plain, but at least I try to be playful and I try to be like a little bit engaging at the beach on vacation. And I think that the Tom Ford beach towel is the perfect accessory to show that. And I think it replaces the Hermes one just as well. It's also an item that is made out of quality materials. Of course, with Tom Ford, this is something that you don't have to be worried about. I'm sure that it's super duper soft. It's about the same as the Hermes one, because with him, everything is always like amazing. I'm a big fan of his work, actually. And so yeah, for that reason, I would definitely recommend this beach towel over the Hermes one. So now we're nearing the end of this video and we're entering our last category, which is going to be clothes. And here, the first thing that I would definitely not recommend and that I think is not worth the price tag is the Burberry Horse Fairy print oversized cotton hoodie, and it retails for $680. So this is something that is quite expensive for a hoodie, at least for a piece of clothing. And that I feel would look so well with the Bottega Veneta pouch bag for the total potato look. So if you want to have a bag that looks like a potato bag, you can have that purse. But then you can also look yourself like a potato if you wear this hoodie. This is something that is, like the item says, oversized, that looks really not distinguished, that looks like you're not taking care of yourself, you're not making any efforts, you're not like, you know, putting a lot of thought into your look at all. It's something that just looks like you're neglecting yourself and you're neglecting your appearance. I get that you want to be comfortable, and of course everybody wants to be comfortable, but there are a lot better options in terms of comfort, and then you will still look like you could go out with that, because this item, like, honestly, I wouldn't be caught dead in this type of hoodie. Never in my life would I even go outside to get the mail. So I have many better options for you. And it's a striped cashmere cardigan, and it retails for $1,090. So I get that it is a little bit more expensive than the other hoodie, I get that. But hear me out. First off, it's made of cashmere, which is super duper comfortable. So you won't be able to tell me that you're not comfortable, because if you're wearing cashmere, you're definitely comfortable. You're warm as well. This is something that you won't be cold in. It's something that's gonna keep you warm, especially, you know, during those cold winter days. And it's also something that you can wear outside. and that you won't embarrass yourself in. It's something that's going to look professional, classy, distinguished, like you take care of yourself, like you take pride in your appearance. And it's also something that's very easy to dress up or down. This is something that you can wear with like simple jeans, you know, on a weekend, for example, or otherwise you can also wear this for work, for example, with work pants. This would look perfect. So there are many, many ways to dress up or down this item and to wear it for different occasions to have a comfortable yet stylish look. And finally, the last item that I think is not worth the price, is not worth you spending your money on, is the Hermes men's swim trunks. They retail for $570 plus tax. And honestly, they don't look like anything super original. They don't look very much out there. And this is something that I've already mentioned with the beach towel. I think that at the beach, on vacation, you want to be out there, you want to express your personality, you want to be relaxed. And these, again, look a little bit plain Jane. I get that they would, you know, fit anybody and that they would suit anybody. I think that's like the idea of Hermes, that it's something that can look good on anyone. But honestly, they look a little bit, yeah, plain, simple, nothing very remarkable about them. And for the price tag, I'm sure that they must be super comfortable, that the material is like really nice. But still, the price tag to me is unjustified. I have a better option. So my recommendation, and you've probably guessed it, would be to try Villebrequin men's swim trunks. And they retail around $300 depending on the model that you choose. I think that they are very classic. I mean, it's a brand that will never go out of style. It's a brand that has been here for decades and decades, that is very, very popular. Anytime you go to like a major resort like Club Med, Westin, anything you like, you will see those swim trunks everywhere. They are very, very nice looking. I love the fact that they have several patterns of like turtles, little fishes, whatever. It looks super cute. And what I also like about it is that they have the mini version available for little boys. So like, you know, big dad and then little guy, that must be so, so adorable. It's something that I love the idea of. And it's $300, so it's still at a price point that is reasonable-ish for swim trunks, and the quality is of course there. They specialize in swim trunks as well. This is basically the only thing that they do, so of course it's going to be, you know, very breathable, very nice to wear, etc., etc. So you're definitely getting the quality that you would get at Hermes, but you're also getting the originality, you know, the creativity, the patterns, the little like out there personality vibe that I love so much. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that these will have given you either recommendations or ideas of what not to buy. Obviously, everybody's different and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. These were just my opinions that I have shared with you. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.